fostering him, but with the state telling them that he has to give up his Second Amendment rights to do so, which is weird because when you look at laws of different states where it concerns fostering, they usually say, well, just make sure that your firearms are locked up, that your ammunition is stored separately, but it doesn't address when you're concealed carrying, with your everyday carry piece. And I am concerned. I'm concerned not just on behalf of the millions of NRA members, but also any other American citizen who wishes to exercise their Second Amendment rights. And I'm also, Shannon, concerned for these children involved because the state wants to play politics. If anything, Shannon, I would think that concealed carriers would be great prospects for foster and adoptive parents. They've already gone through a background check. They've already proven to be the most well-behaved subsect of American society. So if anything, they've already proven that they're worthy.
Okay, so let's talk about children's rights. This is a group that says it's a nonprofit advocacy group. They say there's 428,000 kids who are in foster care right now. They need homes for these children that are stable, that are safe. The executive director, Sandy Santana, this is how the New York Times reports what he had to say. He says states had a legitimate right to regulate gun ownership among foster parents, just as they had a right to require other common sense safety measures like smoke detectors, emergency evacuation plans, and background checks. Becoming a foster parent is not a right, it's a privilege. That's what he said. Well, here's a little bit of the explanation, too, about why Johnson has so many guns. Not that it's anybody's business, but he says he had 9 weapons. He keeps them for self-defense, not only against humans, but also against the animals, coyote and bear, that roam the woods near his home. With the exception of his handgun, his practice has been to keep all the weapons locked up.
And it makes sense, and that's why so many other American citizens have firearms as well. But to the point of this organization, they say it's not a right to be an adoptive or foster parent, and that's true, but it is the right of an American citizen to be able to bear arms. And again, there's nothing on which they're basing this. If they're concerned about accidental deaths involving children, it's car accidents, it's drowning, Shannon. There are a number of other causes that rank so much more higher than accidental gun deaths. And if they want to be consistent, they also need to regulate those as well, and maybe then harshly check individuals that own automobiles or that own pools, things of that nature, that take more lives accidentally of children than firearms do a year.
It's interesting because we're told in this whole filing, in this story, that the grandparents say the state came to them to ask them to become foster parents. It's something they sound like they're more than happy to do, but it's not something they were seeking. So the state comes to them. They also claim that the caseworkers in this case said that they would have to turn over the serial numbers of every single one of their guns, give up their constitutional rights, or they don't get the grandson. That sounds like a pretty tough bargain.
Yeah. It is a pretty tough bargain, and that's a de facto gun registry right there. And if they really cared about the children, they would be more concerned about placing children in loving homes with responsible adults, such as this veteran. If there's anyone that's going to understand gun safety and firearms knowledge, it's this veteran, which is doubly awful, this whole entire story. But again, concealed carriers have shown to be the most well-behaved segment of American society, and they go through so much. For instance, Shannon, in Texas, the background check that we undertake in Texas for concealed carry permit holders, and this is what I was told in the class, and I've taken numerous classes, they said that it's actually more stringent than the background check you would receive if you were pulled over for a traffic stop by Texas police. It's actually one of the most stringent background checks in the country. So when someone is undergoing a background check to become a concealed carry permit holder, they've already proven that they're a great prospect to become a foster or adoptive parent because they have a great record. They're an upstanding member of society. And you think that these organizations would thank these concealed carry permit holders for vetting themselves so freely like this.
Well, it heads to court now, and I know you'll track the cases. We will as well. Two very interesting and important competing sides here. Dana, thank you very much.
Right about 11 minutes before the